Inspiration. Such a demanding thing. Or does it have to be?
You can't make something if you're not consuming something.
Or I create art in ordinariness. One doesn't have to look very far.
Let me say a cosmic phenomenon.
In conversations, ideas come to life.
All of these things can be well springs of creativity.
I want to be able to teach people, inspire people. That's where it all began.
Somehow managed to see an opportunity where others didn't. Get it off the ground, people resonate with it, and it's become its own thing.
They told a story around it, and that's what really inspired me. There's so many possibilities. It's a very big pond, I guess.
Thankful that I got super bored not doing anything, so that made me start putting myself out there. Just be yourself.
Just appreciate everything.
It's all material. It's a podcast for and by creatives. My name is Aubrey, and I dare say it's all material. Let's get to the nitty-gritty now, shall we? This episode is in partnership with South Republik. That's South Republik with a K on YouTube and Facebook. It's all material. Welcome to the show where we talk about all things creative and the other things that come with it. This podcast aims to show some love to artists all over the world. And today I'm with someone who's been making it happen in the music scene in the South. Along with his two friends, he owns media company South Republik, and they've been active in holding online streaming gigs for the past few months. How's it going, Sid?
All good, all good. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Yeah. How's everything going with your life, family, everything? Crazy times.
We've been here for 2 years now like this. So yeah, all good.
Doing good, doing good. Since you're in Australia, what made you decide to create a media company that's based here in Davao City?
I actually didn't decide to create a media company then and then. So when COVID started last 2 years ago, 2019, around August, I was bored working from home, waking up in the morning, go to my computer and just typing, just working. So I got bored. Then I went to YouTube. I just went to YouTube, tried to vlog, tried to post what happened to me, my skates, my skimboarding, my past gigs that I went to. It all started from there. And after that, after a year, again, I got bored. So my two mates, me, TJ, and John, I asked them of an idea. How about we ask DC musicians to play on my vlog, on my channel, Wandering This That. We tried it. We invited a few bands. It's really hard to invite bands because of the pandemic and all that. They cannot go to studio and practice and all that. But we made it happen. Somebody responded to our call. Shout out to the Sound of Go. They were the first guys who responded to our call.
Shout out to Doms.
Yeah.
I know Doms from way back in high school and elementary. He was my classmate.
All right.
And until now, still on it. Yeah. Good job, guys. And I also saw that interview and that segment with Sound of Go. They did a great job. And also the production was so pro, knowing that you're remotely managing the media company and it still came out so good. How did all that become what it was? How was the process in producing something like that while you're there in Australia and everything is happening here in Davao?
It's very spontaneous. I just asked them to be the guest of my podcast, and it's very spontaneous. It's just very conversational. I asked them a few questions. They responded. It's very conversational. I felt like I've known those guys for years, even though I just met them. So yeah.
Who was your main contact?
Paolo.
Paolo.
Yeah, it was Paolo, but I never knew him. I just straight away messaged him on Facebook and, hey, can you play some songs on my on my channel? And he said, yeah, why not? I'm bored, so yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
We're all bored. Let's do it. I think that's the beauty as well of boredom. It gets you crafty. It gets you resourceful. And plus it gives you that confidence, because there are times when we're too busy with our lives, we find excuses not to do something.
Yeah.
But when you're bored, you find all the reasons to do something that you really want to do. And that's what you did.
Yeah, that's what I did. I actually contacted a few bands. Some scene zoned me on Facebook, but that's all right.
That happens to the best of us. We all get scene zoned at some point in our lives.
Yeah, but that's all right. It didn't stop me. It didn't stop me to contact some more bands, and luckily, few bands responded to my call, and I'm thankful for that.
And look where you are now. You're already holding gigs here and there, man. Awesome.
With the help of my two friends.
Yes, tell me more about your two friends in this venture of South Republic.
Yeah, after the Sound of Go, I contacted another band, Josefina, and they responded to my call. And then they played. They played to my YouTube channel. They played, and I interviewed them. I asked them a few questions, and after that, they introduced me to JR. That's where JR came in. Yeah, so JR and I did talk and collaborate on things and stuff. And right after that, we created South Republic. Yano joined the band. I joined the show.
Like when you mentioned that it was quite difficult to source the band, especially when it's the pandemic. So was that like kind of your greatest challenge, or did you experience something harder than that when you already tried it, when you already did the whole production?
I actually thought it was easy. I really thought it was easy, but I was wrong because I'm getting old. There's new guys, new bands came up, and I don't know any of them. Yeah, so the first bridge was the Sound of Go, and then it was a domino effect. It goes to Josefina and Josefina to so on.
Kind of went for, you just kind of dipped your toe into the pool and then you just did that dive. And now you're filled with like a pool of musicians and everything is accessible to you now.
I actually have bands contacting me in private. And they're asking, "Hey, can we play?" Yeah, of course, why not? But we need to schedule. We need to schedule because of the restrictions and all that.
I know.
So that's one of the challenges. Because I thought I know everyone still in Davao City, but those guys already stopped playing, stopped doing bands and all that. After I contacted Josefina, Sound of Go, then it tripled to bands.
And now they're all contacting you. And before, just a couple of months ago, you were so it got you worried because they were just scene zoning you. And now, like all of these, that just filters out all of those bands that were actually not meant for you, and the bands that are meant for you, and that's meant for the channel. Because what's meant for you will ultimately get led to you. Like when we do the things that we do, like we draw, we attract who we are, right? Like when we do something that we're passionate for, we attract who we are. So because of the whole trial and error, the invitation, and when it doesn't happen, like, and when you finally do what you're doing, all of the ones that are meant for you will find their way to you, and that's awesome.
Yes, that's correct. Tama.
So what experiences have you had in the past that sparked your creativity? You also mentioned to me that you had a vlog that was called Wandering Bisdak. And what inspired that?
Everyone is vlogging. People from Hong Kong, people from anywhere from the world, nag-vlog sila. So I met them, nakastoryan ako sila. I was really surprised that how open they are to the people. I mean, they need someone to talk to through YouTube, through social media. So if you can go to YouTube community, there are people there. There are OFWs. There are singers. There are musicians from all over the world. I met people from UK, Europe, US, Japan, Hong Kong, and they just want to be heard. They just want to tell their stories, and that's what sparked the idea of blogging.
Yeah, and interesting because it all started with YouTube. Like, man, like personally, I have this kind of prejudice for YouTube because I always feel like YouTube is a battlefield instead of a community. Because when you look at the comment section, like in all of those trending videos, like most of those comments are, it becomes like an argument, all of the stuff in the comment section, which kind of puts like a kind of a bad rep, like for YouTube, like when people put their stuff out on YouTube. But when you mentioned that you were able to start there on YouTube and build a community as well there and know more people, that kind of opened my eyes that, it's not so bad after all. And it's actually still a safe space if you look hard enough.
Yeah, so daghan kayong tao sa YouTube na I sometimes don't read comments sa YouTube kay they are harsh. There are harsh comments on YouTube. So sometimes I don't read comments. I But sometimes I do. I give heart to very nice comments. But yeah, people have something to say always.
Mm.
So I let them be. That's their own personal opinion. Yeah, I just respect it. And then that's it.
Damned if you do, damned if you
That's
don't.
yeah. You don't have to dive into any arguments. You don't have to.
Yeah. Because some people just feel triggered, you know? I think everybody could use that advice. Like, you don't have to jump into an argument every time you see something that you don't agree with. Like, you have to know when to say when.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, because some of the comments even just get posted there just for the sake of getting attention.
Yeah, there are trolls. I mean, thousands of them. Thousands of trolls out there. So you don't have to just respect their opinion. That's it. If you don't like their opinion, then yeah, keep it to yourself.
People need kindness. It's something that requires control as well, like an understanding.
Yeah, tama, yes.
When you told me that you found your community on YouTube, did you like automatically migrate that to Facebook?
No, actually. After lang ko migrate to Facebook when I started South Republic, when I had this idea na mag-play og band sa ako channel sa YouTube, why not post it on Facebook too, like simultaneous broadcasting to Facebook, because most of my friends, like friends, not social media friends, are on Facebook. So I want to share it to them.
Yes.
So yeah, and I want to show to the people that it's still possible to enjoy in social media. I mean, it's not the end of the world because of pandemic. Yeah, it's still possible.
Yeah, and with what you said, that you also wanted to share it with the friends that you have on Facebook and then also your YouTube community, that just kind of gave me that idea of content compounding. Because when you create one piece of content and then you put it out to all platforms, that's actually a wise way to go, because if you just upload it into one platform, then that's it.
Yeah.
Then that's your audience. But if you put it out everywhere, then it's going to spread out, and like more people will get inspired, more people will be able to relate, and more people are going to share the experience as well.
Yes, so you get to grow your community more, because what I want to do in South Republic is I want artists of the South to be heard. Like, because of the pandemic, we're not heard. Nawala siya ang community because of the pandemic. Nawala siya. So
exactly, walay gigs, walay na curfew, na liquor ban, everything happened, and community, the sense of community and the sense of getting together was kind of lost in the pandemic. And then you gave people that avenue to get back together, and that's something that not a lot of people can think about, especially when you're in a global situation. You always look out for yourself first, you know, and you are here giving back to the world, giving people entertainment, giving people music, and giving people all the quality content that you, JR, and everybody else in South Republic does. And you know, it's just inspiring what you're doing for people.
mo gid na mong aim sa South Republic is to share the music, share the talent for the South. We just want to be heard, because if you have a talent, if you don't share it, it's nothing, right? So for me, it's nothing.
Yeah, and you created that platform, that channel where people can showcase their talent, and you know, just show people what they got, and also build their own audience, and also know more musicians and get acquainted and get connected with people. And I mean, you connect people together.
It's actually very surprising. Daghan na kay nag-a-ads ako sa Facebook karon. I don't even know them. Just, okay, gusto sila mo, okay, add na ko sila. So, I met more people, pareha kay JR and kay John sa South Republic. Ikaw, of course, ikaw. So, very small world, di ba? Daghan tag common friends.
I know, so, right? Like, little did I know that you were neighbors with our housemates way back in Singapore. Such a small world, man. When your wife said manghud ni apple, oh my God, they really know my sister.
Yeah, actually, my wife knows you. Actually, my wife nagkita na daw mo one time sa Singapore. So, I don't know when, I don't know where, but and she knows na nag-draw ka. You're painting or drawing something?
Oh yeah. Tiny and Julius hired me for a commission before, like when they were about to leave Singapore, when they were about to go to Australia. They asked me to make some portraits for them, as well as a piece that kind of reminded them of Singapore. So I made them a merlion portrait. So that's what they brought with them there. I think I'm not sure if it's in their Cebu house or if it's in their Australia house. They were like one of my first few clients there when I was working.
See, talents, talents out there.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering if you ever get creative block. Do you ever like run out of ideas? There are just some days where you're like, oh, I don't feel like conceptualizing right now.
Actually, daghan kayo concept, but it's just the time that restrained me because of the work and because of some restrictions sa community dito sa Australia, which is you cannot go out all the time. You need to wear mask and all that. But aside from that, daghan ko ideas, daghan gyapon ko ideas. But for now, akong gusto na igawas ang ideas for South Republic na siya na idea, not for my vlog, because I thought my vlog is very cheesy.
Why would you say so?
It's very cheesy. I don't know. I don't know. When you see some vlogs that are very nicely done and you get insecure and you tend to compare yours and them, and then you get to feedback your own contents. So yeah, I feel that sometimes kung sana ibuwas na nako tanan sa Republic kung sa akong mabuhat.
I see. Bitaw no, kanang uban bitaw grabe ko overly produced ang ilahang mga vlogs ba na murag ay dili na lang ko maghimo. I'll just keep it to myself. Like, but the thing is, those raw videos, like the more the videos are raw, the weird thing is like people engage with it more. Like, so have you noticed those videos on TikTok that they're like super raw?
Yes.
There's got nothing, just a few captions, and then they get like 1 million. So it's coming back to raw. Like it's all stripped down now, and diskarte gihapon ba? So depende lang sa style. But now it's good to know that you've found what you're looking for. Like you've found that place where you can just put all of your ideas in, and that's South Republic, and that's where you can go all out. And yes. I was also wondering, did you have any creative role models growing up?
Creative role models growing up. Actually, I can think of only one. It was Nikola Tesla. I idolize this guy. I mean, he's an artist on its own. I mean, when you say Nikola Tesla he's an artist. Murag nabito kay makita na tao na kani siya, artist gyud siya. Bisag naglakaw lang na siya tungod sa iyang background ug siya iyang gibuhat. Bisag nagindog lang na siya, kani siya mugid ni siyang tao na kung gusto mo unsa. But scientist mo siya. So he created wireless. Pinaka-invent akong pinaka-nabiliban gyud siya na sa iyang time 18th century pa ang wireless technology na naisip niya, which is ginagamit na to hantod karon. Edison has the light bulb, but Nikola Tesla has mas gi-upgrade niya ang light bulb na dili siya mag-overload.
Oh. Is there any piece of advice you'd like to give to other people who want to pursue like making a media channel or doing the work that you do?
Advice? Pinakalisod. Pinakalisod isulti. Because wala gay ko ma-advise ako sarili, but ang ako lang yung maingon is kung naamoy gusto buhaton na. Kung naamoy time, kung naamoy resource na pwede niyo mabuhat, kung wala mo'y constraints, buhata kay. If you don't do it, basig magmahay lang gid mo kung di niyo buhaton. That's what I'm doing right now. So gusto lang ako buhaton akong gusto buhaton before ko mawad og resource, before ko mawad og resource, mawad og time.
Para no regrets.
Yes, no regrets. And I get no regrets. Tama.
Was there like something that you wish you knew sooner, like in your journey, that would have helped you early on? Is there like something na murag life hack na unta you knew about this earlier kesa along the way na nimo siya nabalaan?
Actually wala man pod kay para sa ako is kani akong venture karon is nag-lead ni siya through experience nako sa past. So kani siya na venture karon, it leads to this I mean,
Mm.
katong venture na ko from the past, it leads to this venture today. Wala bitaw siya piece of the puzzle bitaw na nabuo siya. Na wala lang ko kabalo behind my brain sa
Yeah.
somewhere na gusto din ako siya. Hantod, ala, tama rin, no? Pwede din ako na siya buhaton. Hantod, nag-lead na siya into something. Nag-ripple na siya into something ba?
I can totally relate to that.
Mm.
Same with Da. I just realized I wanted to do a podcast in the like last month. Like seriously, like I've been in radio ever since I was 17 years old, but ngano karon raman jud ko naghuna-huna na mag-podcast. I mean, there's really a reason for everything because before, if I made one before, I wouldn't have any reason to, and now I do.
Yes, tama.
You know that? You know
Yes.
that feeling? And I think kanapod sa imuha, right? Like now you have a reason to. That's why you found out that you can do something like
Yes,
this.
correct.
And I'm so proud of you, man, with
Oh,
all
thank
of you
you.
achieved so far and more growth to South Republik. And can you invite people to follow South Republik on all the social media platforms?
Yes, please do follow South Republic sa Facebook and YouTube, sa YouTube. And yeah, namin naka-line up na shows for you guys. You don't have to pay anything. It's social media. So it's free for you guys, for your entertainment, and daghan kayo may naka-line up na shows.
I know, right? I'm so excited. More people coming together and to increase the numbers in the community. I just can't wait for all of that because I know that that's where South Republik is heading.
Yes, and thank you very much for being a part of South Republic. You've been a great help to us.
And thank you, Pudgayo, for trusting me to do this stuff.
Of course.
And I also thank you for inviting me to be part of your event and to have this podcast and for also sharing this content with me, like with the other artists that you've connected me with. So I really appreciate that, man. And thanks so much for this interview. I'm looking forward to everything to all the collaborations, like all of the things that we're gonna have together in this year. And thank you again so much for your time for joining me here.
Salamat kayo. Salamat ka sa invitation. And watch out guys sa incoming shows. Basin, we will try to make films in the future.
Yes. Woohoo!
Very exciting.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, but whatever. I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it anyway. Awesome. Thanks, man. You have a good one.
You too. Thanks.
This episode is in partnership with South Republik. That's South Republik with a K on YouTube and Facebook. This is Aubrey, and you're listening to It's All Material. New episode every Thursday at 7 p.m.